What we eat and how we move our bodies can affect our MS symptoms, our quality of life, and possibly the progression of our disease. Come closer. I want you to hear this. We can improve. Diet and lifestyle changes can help. A review came out in August of this year that looked at peer reviewed literature published between 2017 and 2024 on diet and exercise with respect to MS. The term peer reviewed is important because it means the studies that they included in this review had been evaluated by other experts in the same field before publication to ensure that they're quality, accurate, and valid. I've been living well with my MS for almost 2 decades now, and I am sure that diet and exercise have played a big part in that. The introduction to the review says recent studies suggest that dietary patterns influence not only MS symptomology, but also underlying mechanisms such as inflammation, oxidative stress, mitochondrial dysfunction, and gut microbiota composition. These mechanisms can all contribute to our symptoms and the severity of our disease. We need to eat like we give a damn. Everything we consume has the ability to help us or harm us. The review goes on to say that physical activity has demonstrated the ability to enhance neuroplasticity, reduce fatigability, and improve both physical and mental health outcomes. This is huge. Neuroplasticity is our brain's ability to literally rewire and send signals around the damaged areas of our brains. It makes new pathways. This can help us to reverse some of our symptoms. And fatigue is one of the worst symptoms of MS. It's one of the leading reasons that people with MS leave the workforce, and it has a profound effect on our quality of life. I'm in a number of online MS groups and forums, and it is just heartbreaking to see the posts from people with MS and how they feel like they're missing out on life because they just don't have the energy to participate. They miss out on family events, vacations, playing with their kids, or continuing in careers that they love. The mental health aspect is also really important. Some studies say that around 50% of people with MS have depression. The food that we eat and the way that we move our bodies can help. When it comes to exercise, accumulating evidence underscores its capacity to modulate immune function, reduce inflammation, and improve quality of life. The review goes on to say regular aerobic activity reduces systemic inflammation, with trained individuals exhibiting lower levels of inflammatory markers. When we move our bodies, are fit aerobically, and have strong muscles, it helps us to reverse some of the symptoms that we live with and helps us to enjoy life more. Not only that, but it says fatigue, a pervasive and disabling symptom in MS, is also substantially improved with reductions of up to 30%. Substantially improved. When was the last time you heard the term substantially improved when it comes to MS symptoms? When looking for information on medications that are often prescribed for MS fatigue, I found the Triumphant MS study, which was a randomized double blind crossover trial where they compared the effectiveness of medications used for MS fatigue. Amantadine, methylphenidate, more commonly known as Ritalin, and modafinil, also known as Provigil, against a placebo. They found that these medications were not superior to placebo in improving MS fatigue and resulted in more frequent adverse events. The adverse events were side effects, the most common being headaches, insomnia, lightheadedness and dizziness, and anxiety. The most common gastrointestinal adverse events were nausea, dry mouth, and constipation. Yeah, no thanks. Going back to the review, it also said that aerobic exercise also enhanced cardiorespiratory fitness, cognitive performance, and mood. Cognitive issues are another big problem for people with MS, and it's another leading reason why we leave the workforce. So we need to get our heart rates up to keep our brains happy and functioning. The section on resistance training, weightlifting, and body weight training reported improves overall muscle strength, coordination, and balance in MS patients, and reduction in spasticity and lower risk of falls. I remember when the doctors first said it might be MS to me. My thoughts immediately went to the wheelchair. That was all I knew about MS at the time. I really thought that I would lose my strength and my abilities. The research is now saying we improve with strength training and that our symptoms can get better. It's time to pump you up. Sensory motor training, which is training that works on balance, proprioception, and neuromuscular control, also showed that it can be helpful. It enhances gait stability, coordination, and fall prevention. When combined with other forms of physical activity, it may also contribute to neuroplasticity and potentially slow disease progression. This is where exercises are used that take in sensory input, like vision and proprioception, knowing where we are in space and how we move in space, to help us be more stable physically. Balance training can help. I have a slack line that I use for balance training, but it could be standing on one leg or using a balance board or even exercising on uneven surfaces can help. Hand-eye coordination exercises can help too, like sports that involve balls, like tennis or pickleball or ping pong or even badminton, where we follow the birdie. Mind-body exercises such as yoga, Pilates, and Tai Chi are also helpful. These types of exercises were found to help with improving mental well-being, stress regulation, and emotional balance. These forms of exercise have been associated with reductions in fatigue by up to 25% and have shown benefits in cognitive function and emotional regulation. They also improve muscle relaxation and flexibility, which may help alleviate spasms and stiffness. After my first discernible relapse, I had foot drop, and I started a regular yoga practice, which really helped me to improve. It was also the beginning of my mindfulness training, which helped me a lot with all the emotions that come along and the stress of a diagnosis with chronic illness. This week, Arthur C. Brooks, a Harvard professor that teaches leadership, happiness, and nonprofit management, wrote in his weekly column, How to Build a Life, about the mind altering effect of a good workout routine. In it, he shared that only 24% of adults meet the federal guidelines for aerobic and muscle strengthening activities. 24%? The guidelines are ridiculously low, in my opinion. They call for just 150 minutes a week of moderate activity. This could include brisk walking or a few body weight exercises on different muscle groups. That's just 21 minutes a day. Everyone can find 21 minutes in their day to move their body purposefully. There can be big improvements from regular exercise. He writes that in former non exercisers, 12 weeks of regular aerobic activity lowered depressive symptoms by a third. Seriously, exercise can help fatigue and depression more than most pharmaceuticals. The review included these thoughts in the discussion. The analysis of dietary and physical activity interventions in MS yielded consistent evidence supporting the role in symptom management and quality of life improvement, and that exercise interventions, especially when tailored to individual capability and disease severity, consistently improved MS related fatigue, mood, and functionality. I'm really excited to see that the research is showing that diet and exercise are things that we can change to help improve our symptoms, quality of life, and functionality. What do you think? I would love to hear your thoughts on this, or if you struggle with diet and exercise, let me know in the comments below. As always, I've put links to the studies and the articles in the description below so you can check them out. Please like and share this video as it really helps the channel. Thanks. To see more on living well with MS, watch this video next. And until next time, be well.